Okay, good afternoon grade 9s. I just thought I'd do a quick video for you guys on the structure of the heart. So as we started yesterday, I'm not going to draw a biological heart, I'm going to draw a heart as in the heart, as in the shape of the heart, and then we're going to look at the structures of the heart this afternoon. So we have a heart, okay, and as I said, we're drawing a legit heart, okay. Now the heart is separated into 4 chambers, so separated straight down the middle, and it's also separated into upper and lower halves. So we separated right and left, and upper and lower. Now the very important thing about the heart is that when you're looking at the heart, the right side of the page is actually the left side of your heart because of the mirror image kind of concept. So when you're looking at your heart, so if I'm looking at my board, my right hand, I'm going to put a big R on the opposite side, and with my, obviously, right hand, put an L on that side. Okay, so right side of the heart, left side of the heart is the opposite in the board. Okay, now let's talk about the chambers. So the top chambers are called the atria. So atria is plural, so this is the atrium. And because we're on the right, this chamber over here is called the right atrium. Okay, so we have the right atrium, and the top chamber is also an atrium, but now we're on the left, and so we label this the left atrium. Okay, so that's the top chambers. Now we have the bottom chambers. The bottom chambers are called the ventricles. 1 ventricle, 2 ventricles, and once again right. So we have on this side the right ventricle, and on this side we have the, because we're on the left ventricle. Easy. Okay, so we've got right and left atrium, right and left ventricle. Now we need to talk about the vessels. There are 4 vessels that enter the heart and exit the heart. So we have 2 that are coming and bringing blood into the atrium, and then there are 2 that are leaving the ventricles. Okay, and we're going to use colors to represent this. So I'm going to just represent the 2 kinds of blood that we have. So blood can either be oxygenated or it can be deoxygenated. So as a key, I'm just going to put on here, anything done in red represents oxygenated blood, and anything done in blue represents deoxygenated blood. Okay, so let's talk about the valves on the right side of the heart first. So there's a vessel, not the valves, sorry, the vessels. There's a vessel that enters the right side of the heart that is bringing blood back to the heart from the body. So this is coming from the body. It is deoxygenated blood. It is bringing blood that has already delivered its oxygen to the cells, and it's coming back to the heart. And this vessel is called the vena cava. V-E-N-A, new word, C-A-V-A. Nice and easy, vena cava. Now there are 2 vena cavas, one coming from the top of the body and one coming from the bottom of the body, but at grade 9 level, just knowing vena cava is sufficient. Okay, so that deoxygenated blood is coming in. It will pass into this top chamber, the right atrium. It will pass through into the right ventricle, and then it will leave the heart. Okay, and that is going to the lungs. To the lungs. And the purpose of going to the lungs is for gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange. In other words, it's going to exchange carbon dioxide for oxygen. So there's exchange, and that vessel there leaving the heart is called the pulmonary artery. Still in blue, carrying deoxygenated blood. Why is it called an artery? Because it is taking blood away from the heart. Any vessel going away from the heart is called an artery. Pulmonary is the word we use for lungs. So if you've watched any documentaries that talk about something called like a pulmonary embolism, that's a clot that happens in the lungs. So the word pulmonary means lungs. So this is the artery going to the lungs. Pulmonary artery. And gaseous exchange will take place. So oxygen will be picked up, exchanged into the blood, carbon dioxide out of the blood, and we then breathe it out. And then we need to bring this blood back to the heart. So now our blood has become oxygenated. So in red represents oxygenated blood. Entering the left atrium now, we have the pulmonary vein. Why is it a vein now? Oh, let's just rewrite that E, sorry. It's a vein because it is transferring blood to the heart. This blood coming from the lungs now is oxygenated. Okay, so we've got nice, rich, oxygenated blood coming into the left atrium. It'll pass here, the atrium will contract, it'll pump into the left ventricle, and then there's a vessel that is leaving here and going to the body to deliver this oxygen. That's the purpose. We need to get the oxygen to the rest of your body, to the top of your head, to the soles of your feet. We need to deliver this oxygen, and this vessel is the largest artery in the body, and it is called the aorta. Aorta. Okay, so grade 9, 4 chambers. Right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. So 4 chambers. There are 4 vessels that are entering or exiting the heart. Entering, vena cava. Exiting, pulmonary artery. Entering, pulmonary vein. Exiting, exiting the aorta. Okay. So 4 chambers, 4 vessels. We now have 4 valves. I'm going to do the valves in green. What are valves quickly? Valves are basically, they almost act like a trapdoor, and they allow blood to flow in one direction. So it keeps the blood moving from one chamber to the next. We don't want blood going in the opposite direction. So we keep blood going in the same direction, so it prevents backflow of blood and keeps blood moving in one direction. So there are 4 valves, and we need to make sure that these valves are placed. So there's a valve between each of the chambers, the top chamber and the bottom chamber. So there's a valve over here and a valve over here. And then there's a valve that allows for the outflow of blood but not coming back in. Okay? So there's a valve over here, one over there, one over there. Okay, so let's talk about them quickly. So in green, the valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle is called the tricuspid. So tricuspid valve. Okay? There's a R there. It's on the right side of the heart. Tri is on the right. So we have the tricuspid valve on the right of the heart. Okay, the right side between the right atrium and the right ventricle. This valve over here on the left side of the heart is called the bicuspid. Bicuspid valve. So on the right, tricuspid, on the left, bicuspid valve. Apologies for that one. So we've got tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve. And then they have a valve over here. This valve is found in the pulmonary artery. Nice and easy name. It's called the pulmonary valve. Why? Because it's found in the pulmonary artery. So this valve is called the pulmonary valve. And then we have a valve in the aorta, which once again, really nice and easy, called the aortic valve. Okay, and grade 9, so that's it for today. So those are the structures I need you to know. 4 chambers, 4 vessels, 4 valves. Let's quickly go through them again. The chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. The vessels coming into the heart, vena cava, leaving the heart going to the lungs, pulmonary artery. Then coming back into the heart, bringing oxygenated blood is the pulmonary vein. From there, we pass through to the left ventricle and out the heart via the aorta. We go through 4 vessels: tricuspid, bicuspid, pulmonary valve, and aortic valve. And that's it for today. Thank you, grade 9s. Have a good day.